one. Unfortunately, it's not big enough. So before we get into this, I just want to talk very briefly about these big balls, okay, as opposed to these smaller ones, as opposed to the beans. Goya, Goya, Goya. All right, anyway, there's different sizes of these balls, so you've got to make sure that the one works for you is the right one. This one is too small for me, but my guys have stolen my ball when they converted the garage into a gym during COVID. So it's all icky now and I don't want it back. Okay, so I have this one for now. Anyway, when you have your physio ball or the big balls, let's just call it that, okay? The ideal thing is that when you sit on it is that your heels, your hips are slightly higher than your knees. As you notice on mine, it's not, okay? But I'm using a lot of control to try to maintain a good posture. If the ball gets too low, this is what has a tendency to happen with the spine, okay? So I just want you to be aware of that. I have a medium ball that I like to use, again, I mentioned in the other video, between my knees because it helps me stabilize. I got a little knee issue here, okay? Well, now I'm going to show you this one. Wow, another ball, purple. Okay, so you don't have to do that if you don't want to, that's fine. Okay, yoga blocks are fine. But we're just going to bounce a little bit. So when we bounce, don't bounce too high. All right, I'm having total flashback to like all right, I'm gonna date myself here. Romperoo. Right now with that, what was those things called? The hoppity hops? Oh my God, we should bring those back. Okay. All right, let's stop bouncing here. No, let's not. This is too much fun. All right. You should not feel it in your molars. You're gonna feel the core engage. All right. If you have a ball there for spacing, you're just hugging it lightly. Whoa, I could do this for like another hour. Okay, let's settle down. Okay, so side, side. Okay, this is not nearly as fun. So what you want to think about here is that you have water or beans balanced on your shoulders. As the elbows float out, the shoulder blades are sliding down the back and the lower rib cage is drawn in. 7, 6, okay, so there's no hiking or tilting here as best you can. 4, you're gonna feel the lateral trunk muscles engaged. 2 more. So this is where you draw that hipster belt in 2 inches below your belly button. Scoop the belly button, you're gonna roll your ball towards me, don't lean back, the couch is there, and then small roll back. I'll turn a little bit on a diagonal. Scoop, tailbone rolls under, the head stays pretty much where it is, and small release back, okay? So, scoop, curl the tailbone under, good, and release back. Now if you have any issues with the back, we're rolling excessively backwards into lordosis is not working for you, that's okay, leave it out, or go small on that one. Let's do one more here. Good, and back. We're gonna circle to your right, so circle. All right, now the idea of the circle, oh my God, balls and circles, is that everything should be round. Yeah, okay, and oh yeah, there's no tilting and all this crazy stuff. But you're gonna feel it's not as easy as it looks. It may not look easy either, come to think of it. Let's go the other way, circle. So what it really requires is you gotta really pull up out of your hips. Good, let's do 2 more here. And let's do 1 more here, and that's awesome, okay. So you're sitting nice and vertical. We're gonna get rid of this ball. Just make sure it goes away from you so that you don't accidentally roll onto knees and ankles to get a shield. Are you gonna love this one? Not. Okay, nice and tall, nice and vertical, okay. We can do a whole series of cardio with this, but we're gonna go on here. Right arm goes out to the side, left arm goes forward. Again, like you're on the top of boxes that are parallel to the floor. As we switch the arms and switch. Good, and switch. Now there's no tension in the neck, so I want you to really think of lengthening the back neck by tucking the chin, reaching up the samurai top knot, okay? And as the arms are moving, there's no bending in the elbows, right, Sheila? Okay, so we can stay here if you want to, because you can feel the core muscle engaging, the arms relax. Otherwise, what we can do is start to slide your left leg out, reach out to the heel. I know you can't see my foot, but it's still on the floor here, okay? Hold that last one in. The left arm is forward, the right arm's out to the side. We're gonna float the heel, but out leaning back, okay? And switch. Switch. You gotta really push into the right leg, that heel. Draw the hipster belts in. Now listen to me. If you lose your balance, don't take the tumble. Just put your lifted foot down. The lifted foot, by the way, keep going. Yeah? And switch is very low so that you're not rolling back into lordosis, okay? Good. Let's do 1 more here. Switch. And switch. Awesome. Roll it out. Take your feet a little wide here. Okay, reach your chest and heart forward, roll it up to the spine, then bring your feet back together, okay? Knees and ankles together, yeah, the other side, okay? So right arm forward, left arm out to the side, as if you're pushing down on two boxes, not with your hands, but with your armpits. And the hips are belt to joining, the lower ribs joining. It's a beautiful posture, okay? Switch. The arms are not tight, okay? They're relaxed. You know where it's tight? Here. Like, no joking around. You want to make sure your feet are not too close to the ball because it's not going to be easy for you. All right? We can start to slide that right heel out. Go slowly because one side can be very different than the other. Yeah. Okay. We're going to hold that there with the right arm forward, the left arm out. You're going to really push into the left heel as you float the right leg just a little off, like keep it reaching, okay? Good. And switch. Switch. So you can feel that when you change direction. Remember, you're not bending your arms. Switch, how the core engages. You're stabilizing. I'm going to turn sideways. I need you to keep going, okay? And switch. Switch. Remember that you're not rounding down over the ball. Never sacrifice posture for height in that leg, okay? Keep it low, but keep it reaching. We're going to do one more here. And switch. Bet you had enough of that one. Okay, good. So as you start to roll forward, here's the thing. You don't want your feet to slip. Okay, so if you can put your feet up against a wall, and I'll make believe this is a wall for a minute. I'm not hooking them underneath something, but I have them against something so that I'm not going to fall, hopefully. Okay, you're going to tap yourself on the shoulders here because you're doing awesome. And again, you can put that spacing ball between the knees. It's about that hipster belt, 2 inches below the belly button. You're going to curl the tailbone under so the ball rolls towards your knees and then back, okay? Scoop, roll back. And up. You want to try to keep the head pretty much where it is. Not easy. And back. It's a lot more difficult than you think because you really have to draw in and up with that hipster belt. The bonus is you're going to get a nice stretch in that lower back. We're going to do one more here. Okay, and if you have a spacer ball, it'll really help you connect and so that you won't be shifting with anything that's over. So, coming back up here, okay? So spacer ball here if you haven't gotten it. I'm not going to get mine. It's way over there, okay? We're going to scoot the tailbone under so that the back of your waistband's against the ball. Your tailbone sliding to the back of your knees, your core's engaged. We're going to pull the ribs down toward the hips. It's not going to go far. Scoop, roll back. Left rib cage goes to the right hip, okay? Tuck your chin gently, I know. And back, okay? Scoop, draw the hipster belt in. Ribs are coming to the hips. Scoop, roll back. It's very small. Right rib cage to the left hip. So it's not the arms moving as much as the rib cage, okay? Good, and scoop, draw that hipster belt in. Get a nice stretch in the back. And scoop to roll back. Left rib cage to the right hip. You can look to the shoulder. It's a nice stretch, the QL, the upper back, the lower back muscles there, right? Center, scoop that hipster belt in, right? And we're breathing. Right rib cage rotates a lot. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more. There's things going on in the back as well. But what I want to talk to you about is, I'll show you in a second. When you start to rotate, draw the rib cage down on the left. So you don't want it to hyperextend and whip your body forward. I'm going to try to do wrong on the next one here. I'm going to try to lean back, okay, and then whip forward. That's not what you want to do, okay? Scoop to roll back. We're going to do 2 more here. Pull the rib cage down and in as you scoop in and up from that hipster belt. Scoop to roll back. You're going to pull down that rib cage over to the left hip so that you're not whipping up, okay? Good. Let's do one more. Curl that tailbone under the knees. Let's join center, and we're breathing as you exhale on the way up. Hugging that spacer ball. Mine's invisible. Right rib cage to the left hip. Good, and back, nice. Okay, we're gonna take it to the floor now, right? I don't have that anymore. This is my friend. I love this thing, it's wonderful. Okay, everybody's good? I think you can see me okay, hope so. I hope I have enough room, I think I do. Okay, so your feet are on the ball, okay? As you roll the ball out, again, you want the ball to be toward your ankles more than your calves. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it really does mean a lot here. Draw that hipster belt in, okay? That's it. Press the heels into the ball. So it's not about just rolling the ball in and out. You're going to pull into the ball, not just on the way in, but also on the way out. Because I want you to get into your hamstrings and your glutes. Here you're drawing that hipster belt in, okay? Arms are along the floor. The collarbone is wide. Nice neutral position here, okay? Good. So the more that you pull into the ball, you can even go to the toe pad, the more you're going to feel it on the posterior, the back part of your legs here. All right, you got the idea? Awesome. Good. And remember that hips or belts engaged. That's going to be really important for what's coming next, okay? We're going to do one more here and leave it out there. So the heels are on the ball here, okay? Press your heels into the board and engage your glutes. The glutes do not come up high. The front of the hips are open. You're going to pull the ball in towards you, okay? Scoop to roll your tailbone off the floor. The weight is on your shoulder blades, not the back of the neck. The lower ribs are sinking. Scoop to roll down. First, sink the chest. Draw the rib cage in, scoop the belly button, roll down to the spine, get a really nice stretch in the lower back, and then roll the ball out. So that's a slow-mo version of this, okay? If you don't feel comfortable with this, please make sure you don't have anything in the back of your head, by the way, okay? So press the heels into the ball, pull the ball in, all right? Scoop, roll up, and then roll down, and then reach the legs out. You're still connecting into the ball, okay? So squeeze the glutes and pull it in. And scoop, roll up. Scoop, roll down, one piece at a time, then reach out the legs, okay? We're gonna do a few more of these, right? Pull into the ball, scoop, roll up. If you don't have a ball, right there it is. And scoop, roll down, and then reach out. The legs don't go out that far, okay, yeah? So scoop, roll up, pull into the ball, right? You have to kind of pause here for a bit. It's more fun with the ball, and scoop, roll down, one piece at a time, okay? Two more. Pull, press the heels into the ball. Lift your hips. Pull into the ball. Scoop, roll up. Good. Scoop, roll down. One piece at a time. Take your time. Don't feel like you have to keep up with me. Remember, you can hit the pause. Press your heels into the ball. Engage the glutes. Pull into the ball. Use your hamstrings. Scoop, hips to go, belly button, lower rib cage. The waist on the shoulder blades, not the back of the neck, right? Scoop to roll down. One piece at a time. Nice. As you reach the legs out, hold it there. Press your heels into the ball. I want you to notice the glutes are just going to lift a little bit off the floor. Just that little bit right there, okay? Draw that hipster belt in. So, pull in, press out. Pull in, press out. The legs are in a parallel position. The lower ribs are drawn in, okay? You're going to feel this in your hamstrings. And a lot of us are going to feel one side differently than the other, right? It's really easy to kind of let go of your abdominals here. Okay, so you want to make sure your abs are engaged, your lower ribs are drawn down. And 5, and 4, and 3. How are we doing? And 2, and 1. Oh, yeah, that was fun. Okay, take the ball now between the legs, right? You're going to take the ball into your arms. Hold the ball with your arms, and let's take the legs into a tabletop position. Knees are over the hips, ankles over the shoulders, okay? So keep the legs a little bit bent as the thighs move away from the torso. You're going to draw your abs into the lower back, is imprinting into the floor. And then exhale up by pulling with your hipster belt, okay? Thighs move away from the torso, no tension in the neck, and exhale up. If this is not something that's suitable for you, okay? And exhale up. You can take your feet on the floor and do a pelvic tilt. And then back up, okay? You can also do single legs instead. And that's fine as well, right? So just make sure that you know what your body is capable of, and proper form is the thing, okay? Hold the legs now as the arms go over the head. Oh, couch interference. And back up. Reach. And exhale. And the legs are in a tabletop position, so the knees are over the hips. The ankles are the same height as the knees. If this is a difficult thing for you to do, feel free to put the feet on the floor, but you still want to keep that hipster belt engaged like you've been doing. You've been doing a great job here. As the arms go over the head, draw the rib cage down so that we're not hyperextending or arch to the upper back to do this, right? Feel the shoulder blades slide down the back. We're going to do 2 more here. And exhale, pulling the bowl down with the armpits and the abdominals. I know, one more. That sounds weird, right? Take the ball between the legs. Now, it's not about lowering the feet, but it's really about the thighs hinging away from the torso. And as the thighs hinge away from the torso, draw your hipster belt in and exhale up for 1, right? And inhale. So you want to make sure that the weight of your legs is not arching your back off of the floor, okay? If this is too difficult for you to do, and it might be initially, and that's fine, okay? You can also put your feet on the ball, okay? And let the ball come out, imprint, lower back into the floor, and as the knees come in, drop the tailbone into the floor. Pressing against the ball similarly to what you just did before, okay? And again, knees go away, or thighs do with the torso, and exhale up. Be careful not to let the back of the head push for leverage, okay? Because that can happen so easily here. If you feel like the knees want to come in a little bit more, you'll get a nice lumbar stretch that way. That's fine. Just be careful that the thighs don't move away from the torso too much. Also, you've got 2 more here, that the feet don't drop. That's not the exercise at all. Last one here, inhale. Now you're going to pass the bowl to the arms, okay? As the arms reach over the head, arms are long, draw the rib cage down, thighs move away from the torso, exhale. Pass the ball to the legs. Inhale, reach, and exhale, pull. And again, you want to make sure that as the arms and legs extend, that the lower back and the ribs are drawn down in the front so that you're not arching your back off of the mat, right? And exhale in. Try to avoid using the back of your head for leverage. So if this becomes too much for you, like, uh-oh, I bit off more than I can chew here, that's okay. All right, so go back to one of the other ones, right, where you just do the arms and exhale, and that's totally fine, or just the leg part. Either way, you've got 1 more to go here. Inhale out and exhale in. You're going to go on the ball now. Knees are bent 90 degrees, okay? Open the arms up long. Oh, good. The couch isn't too close. As the knees move side to side, it's nice and easy. Okay, get a nice stretch to that lumbar area. Feel the back of both shoulder blades on the floor. And this should feel, oh, this is so nice and soft. Really good. All right, let's do 2 more here. I know. Let's do like 300 more. Hold the knees to the side, scoot your feet on the ball to the left as your knees go to the right. Turn your head away from the legs. Inhale. Let the top rib cage expand, and as you exhale, pull the lower edge of that rib cage in and down. And again, inhale. Ribs expand up to the ceiling. And exhale. Feel the back of the shoulder blade of that left arm into the floor. Or if it's not there, just try to explore where the tightness is that can help you work towards that. Okay, as we change sides here, you're going to scoot your feet over to the right side of the ball. The knees are going to drop to the left, and you're going to turn your head away. All right, so then the right shoulder blade likes to pop up, right? So you might need to slide it out just a bit, okay? Inhale, the top rib cage up. And as you exhale, draw that lower rib cage in and down. Again, inhale up. And exhale in. You're thinking that we're over. We're so not. And exhale.